everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be reviewing Elevator Game, a new supernatural horror film that comes to Shudder on September 15th. This is based on the online trend that was popularized on TikTok, a ritual conducted in an elevator in which people attempt to travel to another dimension by pressing elevator buttons in a precise sequence.
A ghost of a girl is supposed to enter an elevator with you.
This is directed by Rebecca McKendry, director of another Shudder original, Glorious, and the Elevator Game film revolves around a teen who attempts to link the mysterious disappearance of his sister to a supernatural game. Starting with the positives, I thought the film's evil entity had a cool look. I appreciate the fact that they went for more of a practical appearance rather than a dangly CGI beast. They clearly hired some contortionist to bring the entity to life, and in the shots where the entity was obscured by shadow or suddenly just popped up on screen, the effects held up. Word to the wise, just don't ever pause the movie like I did, or the illusion will be ruined, and you'll see it's clearly just a woman in a black Spirit of Halloween wig wearing lipstick. In terms of other positives, I remember really liking the funky score at times. There was also a really cool piece of gore involving a neck I appreciated. I also thought the entity's backstory was well thought out and horrific. And that, unfortunately, is where the positives end. After the success of The Ring, multiple times a year now, we get cursed films. Some are good like Smile, and some are pretty shit like Truth or Dare. As for Elevator Game, it definitely is towards the bad side of that scale, and is just about the most generic curse movie you'll ever see. The characters don't expand beyond their archetypes, the dork, the blonde, the jock, the book-smart girl, and the bland main character whose only character trait is that he's a good guy. This dude is the blandest piece of unbuttered bread I've ever seen. His only defining trait is that he has a dead sister. The film tries and fails to inject heart throughout without giving us any reason to care about this brother-sister relationship. I also maybe think they were trying for a romantic subplot, but it's pretty half-assed and definitely unclear. And I want to say right now, I like director Rebecca McKendry. I think she did a good job with Glorious, and I think she did a good job visually with Elevator Game. But ultimately, there's only so much you can do with a movie centered around an elevator. Tilting shots of doors opening, inserts of buttons, close-ups of characters inside, over and over and over. The main flaw with this movie is its core premise. It is not interesting to watch characters press elevator buttons for 90 minutes. They fucking play the titular game 8 or 9 times in the film. And that means 8 or 9 times I had to watch characters press 5, go to floor 5, press 2, go to floor 2, press 6, go to floor 6, press 2, go to floor 2. This happened again and again. Even when the stakes were heightened and characters were being chased by the entity, it's hard to buy into a suspenseful scene of a character frantically pressing a button, then waiting 2 minutes, then pressing another. It's just a lame premise. You could have had a world-class director and cast and Aaron fucking Sorkin writing this script, and it still just wouldn't have worked. As well, while I said I liked the entity's backstory, the actual rules of how it operated were wildly inconsistent. It was either able to do whatever it wanted and kill whoever it wanted, or it was completely powerless, depending on what the scene needed. The ending of this film just flat out sucked. They clearly had no idea how to wrap this up, and just opted for a couple meaningless scares rather than any satisfying or logical conclusion. Overall, I give Elevator Game a 4 out of 10. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Elevator Game. Elevator Game comes out this week on September 15th. Thanks again, Shudder, for the early copy. Once all of you check it out as well, please let me know what you thought of Elevator Game in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Horror Flicks with Nick. Twice a week, I post horror reviews, commentaries, and short recommendations for horror movies you should watch on Netflix and other streaming services. Thank you all for watching my review of Elevator Game. I'll see you all back next week for another new horror review.